Hey, this is Chris Roper, Editor-in-Chief of the IGN PlayStation team, and I'm here today to talk to you about Burnout-Paradise, Criterion Games' 5th installment in its arcade racing series. So let's take a look. Though the series has consistently garnered high praise from both gamers and critics alike, Criterion doesn't like to sit still and continuously tweaks the core features from release to release. A lot of stuff has changed with Burnout-Paradise, more so than really any other release in the franchise. Even the way that you earn cars has completely changed. Although you'll go through and you'll earn cars from events, they don't just immediately go into your garage. You have to actually race through the city in order to perform a takedown on them to unlock them. Now that leads to the biggest change in this game, and it's now that Burnout is set in an open city. So you're not going through menus anymore and picking an event and doing it in whatever way you want. Now you're in this giant open city of Paradise City, and you basically choose whatever events you want to run in whatever order that you want to go. Now if you want to start an event, it's as simple as racing up to some street lights, pressing gas and brake at the same time, and you're off and running. And then if you want to quit an event in the middle, you just stop wherever you are, wait a couple seconds, and you'll restart. Now this open city thing has one major problem in that you can't restart a race from wherever you are. So if you race from one side of the world to the other, and this map is huge, so races can be, can take you 5 minutes to go from one side to the other, and you fail and you want to start that race over again, you have to actually get up and drive all the way back to the starting line to try it again. You can't just press start, pick retry race or whatever. The other problem with the open city is that navigating it during a race can be a pain. One of the things that Criterion is trying to do, which actually works really well, is that you start at one spot, you go to the end, and it doesn't really matter how you get there for the most part. So you can take a highway, you can take side roads, you can go through shortcuts, whatever. All that's great, except that it can be hard to know exactly which direction you're supposed to be going in during the middle of a race. So when you start a race, pretty much every time I just press the select button, go to the map screen, and kind of plan out where I'm going to go, and then as I'm going through the race, keep going back to this map. And that kind of, it keeps pausing the race, keeps taking you out of the action. It's the best way to do it, but it kind of sucks that you have to keep coming out to figure out your best route. Now, lots of other things have changed in Burnout-Paradise. One of them is that the old crash mode is no longer there, and instead it's been replaced by Showtime. You can start this at any point by just pressing 2 triggers, and basically you just start crashing immediately. What's cool though is since you can kind of keep going forever so long as you have boost and so long as you keep moving, you can actually get crashes that go 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. You go across the entire map and back, and when you start getting 400, 500, 600 car pileups, that's pretty cool. Road Rage is back again, and it's actually better than ever before. The core mechanics of Road Rage are exactly the same, where they'll say, take down 10 cars or whatever, and you have 3.5 minutes to do it, and you just go keep smashing cars into railings and whatever. But the cool part about it this time is that you now have more cars on the track. Basically, the chaos is just heightened a lot by that. So you're not going to get all the cars yourself. They're going to be taking down each other. They're going to be running into oncoming traffic, and they're basically just be flipping over top of your hood. And it's just it's a much crazier experience just because of the increase in the number of cars around you. Now, getting to those different car types, you'll find 3 different cars in the game. You find some are stunt cars, some are classified as aggression, some are classified as speed. Aggression cars are big and heavy, and they're good for road rages and takedowns and that sort of thing. Speed cars are they give you a lot of boost. Their bad point is that you have to wait until your boost is full to use them. But if you do, you can actually, and you gain enough stunt points while you're boosting, then you can create a burnout chain, and you automatically refill your boost. And then the third type of car is a stunt car, which is pretty much how all the cars in past Burnout games have worked. You can use burnout whenever you want, but you can't string boost chain together. Now, possibly the coolest new thing in Burnout-Paradise is the way that the online is set up. As opposed to having a separate menu where you jump online, you have to find your friends and invite them into a game and basically start this, match where you go from event to event. Online is as simple as pressing right on the D-pad. You bring up this menu where you have your friends and all this kind of stuff. You add them in there, you just start playing, and really the game doesn't change. You're just sitting where you are, and then all of a sudden you're online. But the coolest part of the challenge that you get, and for each combination of how many players there are, which it supports up to 8 players, there's 50 individual challenges. So there's 50 challenges for 2 players, 50 different challenges for 3, 50 different challenges for 4, and so on and so on. The challenges are pretty cool. They'll have things as simple as if you have 2 players and you have an open bridge, you need players on both sides of the bridge to take off and crash in midair, and then if you do so, you get credit for that. Now, the thing that's always made a Burnout game is its sense of speed, its controls, and Criterion has done that here. The controls are dead on perfect. You're always in perfect control of your car. It's fast as hell, especially when you get to some of the cars later on in the game, and it's extremely chaotic. That's really what has made the series what it is, and it's here 110% in this game. So despite its flaws, Burnout-Paradise is a fun as hell racing game. Criterion's changed a lot this year, and although not everything works perfectly, what's there does work very well. The online play is fantastic, there's more cars, so the chaos is better. It's still fast as hell, the controls are still dead on, and I just really can't recommend the game enough.